Hello and welcome to the Cryptid Iceberg Part 11, where I explain some of the strangest animals that science doesn't recognize. As always, if you haven't seen the previous parts, they'll be in the description. This video will cover the 8th layer in the iceberg. From the eastern African nations of Ethiopia and Eritrea, the Ali is a manatee living in freshwater lakes, rivers, and marshes. The first known sighting comes from the 1860s, when a German explorer heard reports of them in Lake Tana. The only other freshwater manatee is the African manatee, which has only been reported in the western parts of Africa. The Amomongo is a hairy ape-like cryptid native to the Philippines. The creature is reportedly extremely violent, attacking people and livestock in the region. It's been described at around 5 feet 4 or 1.6 meters tall, having long nails, and sometimes having white fur. Sightings seem to have peaked around 2008, when most of the attacks were described. Living in the Canadian lake of Memphre, Magog, the Memphre is a lake monster said to be plesiosaur-like in appearance. Although sightings have been reported for over 100 years, the last known sighting came in 2005. One report claimed the creature was around 40 feet or 12 meters long. The creature is perhaps best known for Jacques Boisvert, a diver who made over 7,000 dives in the lake in an effort to find the creature. The Saitochin or Yukon beaver eater is a giant cryptid hailing from the Yukon region of Canada. The creature dates back to stories from the native tribes of the region. It first caught major attention after a member of one of these tribes was interviewed by a cryptid organization. She spoke of an encounter by my husband's sister, who was fishing with her husband and her mother at the head of Tachin Lake 4 or 5 years ago. An animal came out of the woods, 8 or 9 feet high, bigger than a grizzly bear. It was a Saitochin, and it was coming towards them. They panicked, fired a few shots over its head, and finally managed to get the motor going and took off. There are other reports. There is also a report that a white man shot one in a small lake in that area. Beaver eaters are supposed to live in the mountainous area east of Frenchman Lake. Theories on what the creature is range. Some believe it's a surviving giant ground sloth, while others claim it's an undiscovered type of bear. Other theories included being a surviving giant beaver, a Bigfoot, or a surviving short-faced bear. In the jungles of Malaysia allegedly resides the orange Mawas. These are large humanoid hairy apes, around 10 feet or 3 meters tall. Reports of the creatures date back all the way to 1871, and sightings have continued into the 21st century. Despite many sightings, the creature's behavior remains largely unknown, though they're said to travel in families. The St. Johns River monster, or Johnny, is a cryptid from the St. Johns River in Florida. It was first sighted in 1849 by the crew of a ship. They describe it as dirty brown, having a snake-like head, a neck, multiple fins, and being about 90 feet or 30 meters long. Other later sightings describe it as having a horn, being pink or gray, and being smaller in size. Not much is known about the creature's behavior, though some sightings claim it was feeding on vegetation. One of many feline cryptids from Central Africa, the Marau Nagu is a leopard-like animal said to reach a maximum length of 12 feet or 4 meters. The fur of the big cat is brownish in color, with stripes or blue and white spots. The creature hunts at night in pairs, and attacks large animals like hippos. One account from 1911 describes the creature ambushing a boat of French soldiers, grabbing a man and capsizing their boat, and then disappearing into the water. The Dobhar-Chu is an Irish creature described as a mix between a dog and an otter. The animal features in Irish folklore. A 17th century tale describes it attacking and killing a woman. Other tales tell similar stories of the creature rising from the waters and attacking people. The most recent account comes from a 2003 sighting reported to Dr. Carl Schuker. Witnesses describe it swimming through the water before standing up on a rock. They estimated it to be about 5 feet or 1.5 meters tall. Off the coast of the Sandwich Islands and New South Wales in Australia is potentially an undiscovered species known as the Rhinoceros Dolphin. The dolphins are described as having 2 fins, including one near the dolphin's head. It's also described as being black with white spots. Due to a lack of sightings, not much else is known about them. Marine biologist William Beebe once described a manta ray he saw off the coast of the Galapagos Islands. According to him, it had distinctive white bands, unlike any other known manta rays. It was allegedly later recorded on a program called Holiday Guide to Australia, but I couldn't find this recording. The tickleboat is a cryptid reportedly on the Indonesian island of Borneo. It has the body of a tiger, the neck of a lion, the trunk of an elephant, the ears of a cow, the legs of a goat, chicken-like feet, and a goat's beard. One was allegedly captured and held at a prison back in 1975. While the description sounds fantastical, Dr. Carl Schuker noted that the description sounds similar to a tapir. Although tapirs are considered extinct on the island, some sightings have been reported over the years, which could explain this bizarre cryptid. The sun dog is a mythological creature featured in the stories of multiple South and Central American cultures. But what if it was more than a myth? In the 1950s, zoologist Hyatt Verrill claimed to have captured an unknown species, resembling the sun dog. The creature was allegedly captured in southern Mexico and sported a distinctive lower jaw that was longer than the creature's upper jaw, along with a long tongue. It was about 60 centimeters or 2 feet in length. The sun dog was fierce and said to attack people whenever it got the chance. All that seems to remain of it, however, is a photograph taken by Verrill. There have been no other recent sightings. The Nandi Bear refers to a variety of different animals allegedly found in East Africa. Named after the Nandi people, it's commonly described as a large, carnivorous bear-like creature. While sightings today are very uncommon, centuries ago there are many reports, including stories of them attacking people. Interestingly, several Nandi bears were allegedly shot and partially preserved, which I covered in my Cryptid Lost Media Iceberg. Due to the wide variety of descriptions given to the Nandi bears, theories on what it is range from a type of bear, ape, hyena, dog, or even giant ground sloth. First sighted in 1907 by big game hunters, the dingo neck is a large fanged creature covered in scales. The creature was said to be about 15 feet or 5 meters long. According to the sighting, the hunter fired at the aquatic cryptid before fleeing from it, as it chased after him. This is considered to be the only sighting of the creature, though one of the hunters claimed locals knew of it and were forbidden to hunt it. In Iceland lives a creature known as the Skeljaskrimsli, an armored creature the size of a bull. The cryptid is black in color and sports tough scales and long claws. Sightings of the animal are rare, though it's described as aquatic and even spitting out some sort of poison. Its scales are also said to make a distinctive noise as it moves. Located near the Tigris River in Iraq is the afa, a large venomous lizard. The creature was first recorded by British explorer William the Sigger. Due to the marshes it was said to live in being drained, it's possible the creature may have become more rare, explaining the lack of sightings and general lack of information about it. The fisher pig is a pig cryptid from Hungary, said to have gone extinct by the late 1890s. They were described as large and having a curved beak. The unique name comes from the pig's diet. It was said to feed on fish and crabs from lakes and waterways. While many theorize that they were an undiscovered species of pig, there are some theories that they were an entelodont, an extinct pig-like animal. In the summer of 1880 in Coney Island, New York, a strange flying frogman was seen 1,000 feet, or about 300 meters in the air. It appeared like a man with bat wings and frog legs, and was spotted with a cruel expression on its face, according to a newspaper report. This is the only known sighting of the creature. Due to this and the bizarre nature of the creature, some speculate it could have been a joke article about a local preacher who was known for his acrobatic feats. In South America, especially in the southern regions of Chile and Argentina, allegedly lives the hairy South American dwarf. The creature isn't described much further than being small and hairy, though some reports claim it has abnormally long arms. The Rothschild Neuville tusk is a tusk found in Ethiopia around the year 1904. The tusk was smaller than an elephant tusk and had grooves in it. It was first theorized to belong to the Colossosaurus, a large cryptid animal with downward-facing tusks. However, later theories tie the tusk with other cryptids, like the unknown big cats of the region. Somewhere along the way, the tusk went missing. I covered this in further detail in my Cryptid Lost Media Iceberg, so I'd advise you to go watch that if you haven't already once you're done with this video. Despite having gone extinct thousands of years ago, there are still sightings of living mammoths today. Most sightings occur in the Siberian region of Russia, though some also come from Alaska and Canada. Many sightings are said to occur by bodies of water, like lakes and rivers. However, there isn't any hard proof of the mammoth's continued survival, beyond one very grainy video from Siberia. During a night in 2008, former Boston Red Sox advisor Bill James was walking when he spotted a strange creature. He describes it as looking like a lemur, with a long tail and huge eyes. Interestingly, it seemed to use its tail to help it cross a stick. Whatever it was, it disappeared under a car near Fenway Park, and hasn't been sighted since. In 1972, Soviet scientist Dr. Chudinov was studying salt deposits when he came across an odd discovery. After taking a sample, he found fossilized algal colonies and worms within the salt, around 250 million years old. Shockingly, once he dissolved the sodium, the microorganisms and worms began moving underneath his microscope, still alive after all those years. Unfortunately, this appears to be where the story ends. There are no further follow-ups or updates to the case that we know of. Special thank you to Michael Schemmel, Dr. Carl Schuker, the editor of the Cryptid Archive Wiki, ThunderbirdPhoto.com, PM Me Your Ears, and Equarep. Just some announcements. I recently reformatted the entire Cryptid Iceberg, so instead of it having 10 layers, there's going to be 20. So it's going to look a little differently now. There's going to be some cryptids moved down some tiers. A lot of tiers might have been split up that I was working on, but this is going to allow me to have a less crowded iceberg, because it's going to look really badly if I have to fit 150 cryptids on every one of the 10 layers. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As always, I will have links to my social media in the description, as well as a link to my Discord. If you want to support the channel and gain access to the cryptid map I've been working on, I will leave a link down in the description for my Patreon you can check out as well. I should also mention this, from here on out, since the Cryptid Iceberg is covering more obscure cryptids, there probably won't be as much information on each cryptid, so I will probably cover more cryptids per video, but go less in depth on some of these cryptids since they have less information about them. That is all for this video, and I will see you in the next one.